This is the Ms.FitVegan podcast, Raw Vegan Excuses Edition. Excuse number 23, living with people who aren't raw. So if you have to cook for your family, and that's your downfall, that's the biggest hurdle, right? Because when you cook and you start to eat little bits of cooked food, and it's so good, especially if you're making the vegan chicken nuggets and the macaroni and cheese. Well, I can relate because for the first 9 years of being raw vegan, I cooked dinner for my sister every night. Okay, and it was all the good goods. The French fries, the mac and cheese, the pizza, all the vegan goodies. Okay, and she always had dessert, so cupcakes or ice cream, all the vegan stuff. Okay. I lived my entire 13 years so far with non-raw people. So for 9 years with my mom and sister, and for the last 3 years with roommates that were not raw at all. And there's all types of things in the house. And there is nothing different about me than you. I don't have more willpower or discipline than you. Unless you tell yourself that I do, then I do. Okay? He who says he can and he who says he can't are both always right. But let me give you some tangible, practical tips to living with people who aren't raw. Number one, in the beginning, it's going to be very, very, very helpful if you can get the very appealing foods out of your house. Maybe you don't need to get all the foods out of your house, but the foods that you find triggering, it might be a really good idea to get those out of the house if you can. If you can talk to your housemates and you can tell them, hey, I'm just really trying to get my life together right now. And for the next 6 weeks, is it possible that you can eat these chips and chocolate out of the house? Is that at all possible? And if they love you, and it's a significant other especially, or a best friend that you're living with, they want to support you and they want you to be happy, and they will be more than willing to help you do this. Now, if you're in a toxic relationship, you might want to get them out of the house too. You know what I'm saying? Okay? You might want to get everything toxic out of that house. You feel me? Okay? The chips, the dip, the husband, wife. Like, you expecting to be healthy in a toxic relationship is not going to happen. It's not going to happen. So maybe focus on getting all toxicity out of the house. Okay? And then what you want to do is, if they will not do that, if they absolutely will not help you out, well, then what you're going to want to do is get the stuff out of sight, out of mind. Okay? So at the least, you need to put fruit and vegetables in the front of the fridge, on the countertops, and you need to put all the junk food away, out of sight, out of mind. You see, 90% of your success is determined by your environment. And in the beginning of my raw food journey, this is what I did with my mom and my sister's food. I kept it in a certain drawer, okay? The ice cream in the freezer, I put a dish towel over it. And I put my bananas in front, all my frozen fruit and bananas in front, so I couldn't even see their ice cream, okay? I put all of their junk food into a drawer in the refrigerator, and I never went in there. Okay, I didn't see it. It wasn't there. What I saw when I opened the fridge was my food, okay, my fruit and vegetables. And I focused on the things that I could eat that I really, really, really loved. So because nature is so amazing, it always gives us very delicious fruit throughout the year. So right now it's wintertime. Persimmons are in season, and they are, of course, the mangoes of the winter. And I'm loving persimmons. If you haven't had a persimmon yet, you are really missing out. My favorite is Haichia, and they taste like orange jello, but they have to be perfectly ripe. Okay? So the Haichia persimmons have to be very, very, very soft and feel like boobs. Okay? And the skin needs to be translucent. So in the summertime, of course, we have the watermelons and the mangoes and the berries. But in the wintertime, we have the oranges and the apples, and we have grapes, and we have figs. Oh my God. Have you ever had a fig before? A ripe, perfect, juicy fig? It tastes exactly like a jelly donut. I am not joking, but it's got to be ripe, okay? They got to be super ooey gooey, soft to the touch. Okay, So those are the two things you're going to do. You're going to talk to your housemates and get the food out of the house, or you're going to put it in a place where you cannot see it. And this is going to help you so, so much. The other thing you're going to want to do is, for sure, you need to eat before you start making your family's food. Okay, so you need to start by making your own smoothie or smoothie bowl or an ice cream, and you need to have something sustainable in you before you make their food. Because there is nothing that can help you if you are starving and you're making cooked food. You're going to 100% every time eat that food. Stop fooling yourself and start fueling yourself with sweet, juicy, delicious fruit and vegetables. Nuts, seeds, smoothies, smoothie bowls, ice cream, salads, dressings, dips. Please. You know by now, we are far enough into this book by now that you know what works and what doesn't work. You know the sabotaging behavior that you've been doing that has to go. And one of them is getting so goddamn hungry that you don't make conscious, rational, healthy food choices. So why don't you fucking make a decision right here and right now? Do you want to get healthy or do you not want to get healthy? Do you want to lose the weight or do you not want to lose the weight? Do you want to heal naturally or not? Because it's now or never. And I want you to really make a decision. Because once you make a real decision, there's no looking back. Make a decision. Stop having 1 foot in and 1 foot out. Put your both fucking feet in the motherfucking door. Open it and go through it. I promise you, your life will be so much better when you start making yourself proud and keeping your word to yourself and putting yourself first. There is nothing selfish about putting yourself first. Because if you are healthy, then you can take better care of your friends and family. If you are sick, you are useless. You cannot help or take care of anyone if you are sick. You understand me? And for all of you victims out there, you should have never picked up this book. Because your victim mentality is the reason why you'll never be successful at anything, ever. Until you lose the victim mentality, you will lose in life. Thank you very much for listening. Get control of your environment. Clean up your environment, and it will make it so much easier. And please stop waiting until you're starving in order to justify eating unhealthy food. Prepare, boo. You don't leave the house without clothing, right? Right? Like, I go to the nude beach all the time. I go to the nude beach with clothing on, even, right? I'm not going to go to the nude beach without any clothing on. Well, I don't want you to go out without any food. You will always get hungry. So fucking prepare. I don't want you to ever make dinner for anybody else ever without your food first. Make your food first and eat your food as you're making their food. And what I like to do for dinner personally is like I always like to have a smoothie or a smoothie bowl or some type of fruit before my salad. So personally, while I'm making my salad, I will be drinking a smoothie, a small like 32-ounce smoothie, okay? And yes, that is considered small because your smoothies need to be about 64 ounces if you're having them as a meal. So half a meal is about 32 ounces, okay? I'm about to make my evening smoothie now, actually. So that is something you really need to get familiar with and accustomed to and start getting in the habit of doing. You come first. You come first, especially if you're a female. You know what I'm saying? Okay, no, I have no experience with that. I have no idea what that means. I love you guys so much. Thank you for listening. I'll see you in the next episode. Bye, boo.